Think of a handful of soldiers, just a tiny group standing firm against this massive force, thousands strong. It almost sounds like something out of a myth, doesn't it?
It really does, but this actually happened.
Yeah. And today we're doing a deep dive into it, the Battle of Saragarhi, an absolutely incredible event, September 12th, 1897, in what's now Pakistan.
That's right. It took place in the Samana Valley, and we're talking about 21 Sikh soldiers, part of the British Indian Army back then, facing, well, estimates say around 10,000 Afghan tribesmen, maybe even more.
10,000.
Yeah.
The numbers alone are just staggering. It tells you right away this is an extraordinary story of defiance.
Absolutely.
And that's really the core of what we want to get into today. How could such a small force possibly hold out against that? What does it tell us about, courage, strategy on a small scale, and maybe crucially communication?
And we have some pretty detailed accounts to draw on.
Exactly. So our mission here is to unpack the key events, try to understand the motivations on both sides, and really grasp the lasting impact of this incredible last stand.
Right. And to really get it, I think we first need to picture the location. Saragarhi wasn't just some random spot. It had a specific strategic purpose.
Yeah, it was basically a communication post, wasn't it? Sitting between two bigger British Indian Army forts, Fort Lockhart and Fort Gillistan.
Precisely. And the terrain, the hills there, meant these two main forts couldn't directly signal each other.
Ah, okay. So Saragarhi was the vital link, the relay station.
It was essential. It kind of highlights how even seemingly small bits of infrastructure are key to the bigger picture, the larger strategic goals.
Like an early kind of a signal booster or something.
You could almost think of it like that, yeah. An early form of information tech, maybe? The British had control over the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region, then always a volatile border area, but they faced constant attacks, raids from Pashtun tribes.
Right. Resistance was ongoing.
Exactly. So Saragarhi and other posts like it were part of their network to try and maintain control, maintain communication across this difficult region.
And holding this critical link. Just 21 soldiers from the 36th Sikh Regiment. 21 men.
21. So let's shift to that morning. September 12th, 1897. The first sign something was wrong. A sentry spots this huge cloud of dust in the distance.
That must have been a chilling sight, knowing what it likely meant.
Immediately, yeah. And that's where communication kicks in again. Signalman Gurmukh Singh. He gets straight to the heliograph those mirrors use to flash Morse code.
Right, using sunlight. Sending messages across the valley to both Fort Lockhart and Fort Gillistan. You can just imagine the urgency, flashing that light, knowing what was coming.
And the message that came back, well, it was pretty stark. Confirmation.
Wow.
A massive tribal force, estimated 10,000, maybe up to 14,000, heading straight for Saragarhi.
And they asked for reinforcements, obviously.
They did, but the reply from Colonel Houghton at Fort Lockhart was essentially, unable to break through, hold the fort.
Wow, just hold the fort, knowing help isn't coming.
That single instruction basically set the stage for everything that followed. For the next 6 hours, under the command of Havildar Ishar Singh, these 21 men faced wave after wave of attack.
6 hours. It's almost impossible to really picture that sustained intensity against those numbers.
And what's interesting is how effective their defense initially was. They had the Martini Henry rifle, the .303 caliber single-shot rifle.
Not rapid fire like today, but accurate.
Very accurate for the time and powerful. Each shot counted. Every bullet fired by those 21 men was a serious threat. And their position, the post itself, offered good defensive ground.
So their fire was effective enough to actually push the attackers back?
Apparently, yes. The accounts say the attackers suffered heavy casualties early on, so much so that they actually paused the assault and tried to negotiate.
Negotiate? What did they offer?
They supposedly offered the Sikhs riches, safe passage. Basically, surrender and you can walk away wealthy men.
And facing certain death otherwise.
They refused.
They refused, unanimously, it seems. Which speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About their discipline, their sense of duty, their loyalty. Whatever it was, they weren't surrendering. It shows incredible unit cohesion.
Absolutely incredible. So negotiations fail. What then? The tribesmen changed tactics. They tried setting fire to the shrubs and bushes around the post, trying to smoke the defenders out.
Did that work?
It didn't force a surrender, but the smoke, the chaos, it likely created enough of a distraction for the attackers to finally breach the outer wall in a couple of places.
Ah. So the attackers got inside the perimeter.
Yes. But even then, the fight wasn't over. Havildar Ishar Singh rallied his men. They continued fighting inside the post itself. Close quarters combat now. Desperate.
And were they still trying to signal out?
They were. Another message went out again asking for help, but nothing. No reinforcements could get through. They were completely on their own.
Just grim.
Seeing the situation was hopeless, Havildar Ishar Singh made a critical decision. He ordered the few men still standing to fall back to the inner building, the last line of defense.
And him.
He stayed behind, at the breach, to hold them off himself, cover their retreat.
Buying his men time with his own life.
Exactly. An incredible act of self-sacrifice. Account suggests he fought fiercely with his pistol and sword before falling.
Wow. Just. Wow. And what about the signalman? Gurmukh Singh. Still at his post.
He was, right until near the very end. He kept that communication line open as long as humanly possible.
His dedication is just something else.
And his final message. It's particularly striking. He reportedly signaled asking for permission to stop signaling, put down the heliograph equipment, and pick up his rifle.
His last thought was to join the fight. Not escape, not surrender. Join his comrades.
Yes, and permission was granted. He then supposedly shouted the Sikh battle cry, Jobole So Nihal, Sat Shri Akal, which meant something like, whoever utters the name of the timeless Lord shall be blessed, and charged into the fight.
Incredible courage. Did they say how he?
The reports claim he killed nearly 20 attackers himself before he was finally overwhelmed. The tribesmen then set the post on fire,
Burning it down with him inside.
That seems to be the end of the battle, utter devastation.
So the aftermath, all 21 Sikhs perished. What about the attackers?
Well, estimates based on bodies found near the post afterwards suggest around 600 Afghan casualties.
600. From 21 defenders.
It's a staggering ratio. It really underscores how effective that defense was, even in ultimate defeat. And we have confidence in these details largely because Colonel Houghton was in communication with Gurmukh Singh for so much of the battle, recording the events as they were reported.
So the story got out accurately, almost in real time.
Largely, yes, which is probably why the recognition was so swift and significant. The British Army built memorials, the 6th Sikhs received Saragarhi as a battle honor, and it became a regimental holiday.
And the individual soldiers.
Every single one. All 21 were posthumously awarded the Indian Order of Merit Class 3, which was one of the highest gallantry awards available to Indian soldiers in the British Indian Army at that time. A very significant honor.
For every single man. That's remarkable.
And that legacy continues. September 12th is observed as Saragarhi Day. It's a day of commemoration for Sikh military personnel, veterans, and civilians across the world. Sikh regiments, particularly the modern Sikh Regiment of the Indian Army, which traces its lineage back, still mark it as their regimental battle honors day.
It feels important to remember their names. Can we list them?
Absolutely. It was Havildar Ishar Singh, Naik Lal Singh, Lance Chanda Singh, and then the sepoys, Sundar Singh, Ram Singh, Uttar Singh, Sahib Singh, Hira Singh, Daya Singh, Jivan Singh, Bola Singh, Narayan Singh, Gurmukh Singh, the signalman, another Jivan Singh, another Gurmukh Singh, Ram Singh, Bhagwan Singh, another Bhagwan Singh, Buddha Singh, yet another Jivan Singh, and Nand Singh. 21 names.
21 names tied forever to that day.
Indeed. So when we look back, the key takeaways are just immense. You see this unbelievable courage against impossible odds. You understand the crucial role of that single communication post.
The unwavering determination.
Exactly, the resolve of those soldiers and the enduring legacy of what they did.
Yeah, for me, the real aha moments are, well, first, the power of communication. Gurmukh Singh sticking to his duty until the absolute final moments. It's incredible.
Well, even under that kind of siege.
And second, just the sheer impact a small, determined, well-trained group can have, even when completely outnumbered. It really stands out in military history, I think.
It definitely challenges your assumptions about what's possible, doesn't it? When people are driven by that kind of beauty, that level of courage, it also makes you think about the immense psychological pressure on both sides.
That's a great point. Which leads us to a final thought for you, the listener. Try to put yourself in that psychological space. What was driving those 21 men? What kept them fighting with such ferocity when they must have known, that the odds were completely insurmountable?
And flip that around, too. What was the psychological impact on the thousands of attackers facing such incredibly fierce resistance from such a tiny number? How did that unwavering defense affect their morale, their actions?
It's in thinking about those human dimensions, the willpower, the resilience under that kind of extreme pressure. That's where the true weight and lasting significance of the Battle of Saragarhi really hits home, I think.